Welcome back, guys. Hope you all had a great Super Bowl Sunday. All I gotta say about that though is that comeback was absolutely insane. Of course though, with it being Super Bowl Sunday, that means there wasn't that much hoops being played in the NBA. We only have 3 games to cover today, so I apologize in advance if this video is a bit short. But you know, some hoops is better than no hoops, right? Alright, so without further ado, let the day 104 recap begin. So the Truth played his final game in Boston. I know someone watching this video right now just said to themselves that they didn't even know he was still in the NBA. Well, he is. And like I said, he played in Boston for the last time yesterday. Doc Rivers started him. I mean, he was introduced with the starting lineup and all that stuff, but came out of the game relatively quickly. Boston fans went crazy. I mean, this is a hero to Boston. I mean, Pierce was enjoying the moment. You know, it was just something nice to see overall. Paul Pierce is a legend, and he went out in the most iconic way he possibly could. While the shot might not have affected the outcome of the game, we all know Paul Pierce has been pretty clutch throughout his entire career. That's what he's known for. I mean, being a Celtic and hitting clutch shots. And in the final seconds of his final game in TD Garden, he hit a 3. I mean, it really doesn't get much more iconic than that. And if you never got to experience Paul Pierce, let me just give you a bit of insight on him real quick. Here's a guy that back in the year 2000 was stabbed 11 times at a bar. He's beyond lucky to even just be alive right now. There are a couple of miracles involved here that saved Paul Pierce's life. The first one being that there was a hospital literally less than a minute away from the bar he got stabbed at. If not for that, he very well could have bled out. And then they say he was wearing a thick leather coat, which stopped most of the stabs from penetrating too deep. And then one of the stabs that still did penetrate pretty deep, I think they said it went like 7 inches in his skin. That stab had at least a 99% chance of killing him. It barely missed 3 vital organs. It went right between his spleen and liver and then stopped right before it would have hit his heart, and not even to mention all the major arteries that it missed. How crazy is that? The path that blade took couldn't have taken any other path. I mean, that path was absolutely perfect for it to miss just about everything. After that, some players would have been shook for the rest of their lives, but you know, Paul Pierce, being the guy he was, he dusted off like it was nothing and got back to doing his thing on the court. Speaking of doing his thing on the court for the Boston Celtics, listen to some of these Celtics records that he holds. He has the record for most points scored in a half with 46, most points scored in an overtime period with 13, most 3-point field goals made, most free throws made, most steals in a game with 9. He's the only player in Celtics franchise history to lead the NBA in total points scored in a season. He's the second all-time scoring leader behind John Havlicek, and then of course he led them to a championship back in 2008 when he won the Finals MVP. Like I said, he's a legend. That being said, he only played 5 minutes in last night's game though, but you know, it was just kind of good to see him back in the TD Garden one last time. And I just want to say congrats to Paul Pierce for an absolutely phenomenal career. In the game though, it was the Celtics who got the win. Now normally this would be a great thing if you're Paul Pierce, except he plays for the Clippers now. Anyways, it was great for the Celtics fans at that game. I mean, they literally couldn't have gone any better for them. They get to see Paul Pierce back one last time and the C's get the win. 107-102 is your final score. The lead was as big as 18 at one point, but LA made a run to end the game to get it back to a 1-possession game. Isaiah Thomas looked kind of human out there today. He only had 28 points and 8 assists. Only. And Al Horford, where did this come from? 15 rebounds, Al? I'm sure Boston fans want to see you do that more often. He also had 13 points and 6 assists. For the Clippers, Blake Griffin and Jamal Crawford had 23 points each, and DeAndre Jordan had 6 points and 16 rebounds. Props to Kyle Lowry for doing whatever it took to get the win last night. With DeRozan out, the Raptors have really been struggling. Of course, DeRozan and Lowry are the main focal points of the Raptors offense, and where your team has become kind of accustomed to a player going out there and dropping 25 to 30 every single game for a long period of time, and then that player is out for an extended period of time, the team is most likely going to struggle. That being said though, if they would have lost to the Nets last night, Raptors fans, well, I mean, who knows what they would have done. Like I said though, thanks to Kyle Lowry's triple-double of 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists, we will never have to know what they would have done. It was Terrence Ross's birthday yesterday and he scored 17 off the bench, and Valanciunas had 22 as well, as the Raptors get the 103-95 win. Still sending prayers out for any Brooklyn fans out there though. I would say, you know, don't worry, it'll get better, but you know, it might actually not get any better for a long time. Stay strong. Russell Westbrook went Isaiah Thomas in the fourth quarter last night and absolutely willed the Thunder to their 30th win of the year. Now you can say what you want about Westbrook, but one thing that you can't hate on him for is his will to win. To go out there and exert yourself on the court like he does every single night, I'm not even sure if he's human at this point. 19 points in the fourth quarter alone and 42 on the night to go along with his 8 assists. And CJ McCollum should have been behind bars for attempted manslaughter on Victor Oladipo. But props to Oladipo for getting up, dusting himself off, and still having a good game. 24 points and 13 rebounds for the now ankleless Oladipo. And that about wraps up all the action for the day 104 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. I know it was kind of short, but like I said, there were only 3 games. But now let's get into the player of the day. Yesterday, you guys selected DeMarcus Cousins and his 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in the Kings' win over the Warriors as your player of the day. And here are today's nominees. You have Isaiah Thomas and his 28 points and 8 assists, Kyle Lowry's triple-double with 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists, or Russell Westbrook with his 42 points, including 19 in the fourth quarter, and 8 assists. As always, you guys can go vote right now on the Amino Hardwood NBA app. The link to the poll will be in the description box down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!